Today, we are going straight into the heart of the situation as we talk about Martell Holt and the financial drama that has shocked so many people. The story surrounding Martell's money, lifestyle, and the rumors of court papers being unsealed has become one of the biggest topics people are discussing right now. Fans everywhere are trying to understand what is really going on behind the scenes, because the more information that comes out, the more the story takes unexpected turns. People who have watched Martell for years know that he likes to show confidence, success, and control, but this new situation has made everyone question how much of his image is real and how much is only for show. When you look deeper into his behavior, his spending, and the court drama, you begin to see a pattern that raises serious questions. When we look at Martell's public image, it is clear he wants people to believe he is doing well. He posts pictures of trips, outfits, designer shoes, and moments that make it look like everything in his life is stable. He speaks like someone who has everything under control, someone who is confident and steady. But when the details of his finances start to come forward, the truth begins to tell a very different story. Many people have noticed that while he talks about struggles, he still spends money on things that do not match what he claims. This creates confusion and makes people question what is real and what is not. A person who truly struggles financially does not continue to spend on luxuries, and this mismatch is one of the biggest reasons fans started paying attention. As rumors grew about court documents possibly being unsealed, the story became even more serious. Court documents do not lie. They show numbers, dates, income, spending, and everything that has been hidden or not explained. These papers could reveal information that Martell may not want the public to know, and that is why fans are so curious. People want to see if the lifestyle he shows online matches the life he lives behind closed doors. They want to know if the money he spends comes from a steady income or from sources that he has never talked about. The idea that these papers could become public has made fans watch his behavior even more closely. One important pattern people notice is Martell's reaction whenever finances are discussed. He often becomes upset, defensive, or emotional. When someone has nothing to hide, they usually stay calm and answer questions without fear. But Martell's reaction suggests that the topic makes him uncomfortable. This is why people believe there may be more to the story. Fans point out that this behavior has happened many times, especially when money or court challenges come up. He tries to shift the conversation, blame someone else, or act as if the situation is not serious. But reactions like these make fans think that something deeper may be going on. Another part of this story involves the people around him. Cast members like Letitia Scott, Kimmy Scott, Marcel Scott, and Maurice Scott have seen parts of Martell's journey up close. They have watched him argue, make claims, avoid responsibility, and act in ways that make people question what is really happening behind the scenes. Their reactions show that they have seen behavior patterns that the audience may not fully understand. When people who are close to the situation raise their eyebrows or show confusion, it makes fans even more curious. Their experiences add another layer to this story because they have watched him deal with finances, responsibilities, and pressure firsthand. Another thing that cannot be ignored is Martell's long history of starting projects but not finishing them. He has announced different ventures over the years, but many of them do not show clear results. Fans begin to wonder, where is the money coming from, and how is he maintaining a lifestyle that does not match his work? These questions grow stronger when you consider how often he talks about financial pressure. If someone is truly struggling, they usually cut back on expenses, but Martell continues to spend on travel, clothes, and other high-cost items. This inconsistency is one of the biggest signs that something is not adding up, and fans are noticing every detail. The possibility of hidden money or unreported income is something people have talked about for a long time. Fans believe there might be money coming from places he does not want to discuss publicly. The rumors of court papers being unsealed only increase these suspicions. If the documents show full details of his finances, everything he has tried to hide could come out. That includes bank records, income from projects, money spent on luxury items, and any assets that were kept secret. When court papers reveal information, it becomes almost impossible to spin the story. Numbers cannot be argued with. They show the truth in a clear and undeniable way. The emotional side of this story is also very important. Martell has built a public image for years. He wants to be seen as a strong provider, a confident man, and someone who always has things under control. People who build their identities on image often struggle when the truth does not match the picture they have created. If the documents reveal a reality that is not as strong or successful as he has claimed, it could affect him deeply. Fans have noticed that he becomes very sensitive when people question his finances or his lifestyle. This sensitivity shows that he may be trying to protect an image rather than accept the truth. Accountability is another huge part of this story. Martell often blames other people for his problems. He points to the court, his ex-partner, the show, or even fans. But whenever someone has financial issues, taking responsibility is necessary. When a person continues to avoid responsibility, people begin to question their honesty. Fans notice how he tries to control the narrative, how he avoids giving clear answers, and how he reacts strongly when people ask about money. All of this adds to the suspicion that something is being hidden. Another detail fans have pointed out is how much energy Martell puts into drama. Drama takes time, money, and mental space. If someone is in a true financial struggle, they would usually focus on solving problems, working consistently, and staying stable. But Martell often engages in public disputes, arguments, and legal fights. Fans wonder where he gets the money and energy for all this if he is truly dealing with financial pressure. This behavior does not match someone who is overwhelmed by money problems. Instead, it suggests that he may have resources he does not want to talk about publicly. As we look deeper into the story, the pattern becomes even clearer. Martell has spent years trying to maintain a certain image. The expensive clothes, the trips, the lifestyle, the public confidence. All of this creates a picture of success. But the more fans pay attention, the more they notice contradictions. He says he is struggling one moment, but then spends freely the next. He complains about lack of resources, but then travels or buys expensive items. These contradictions have pushed fans to analyze his behavior more carefully. Another important part of the story is how past actions shape current perception. Martell has been involved in situations in the past where he did not tell the full truth or where he tried to hide things. When someone has a history of avoiding transparency, it becomes hard for viewers to believe their claims in the present. This history makes fans even more skeptical about the financial situation. They want to see proof, not just hear words. And if the court documents are revealed, that proof could finally come out. The involvement of the other cast members helps fans understand the bigger picture. People like Letitia, Kimmy, Marcel, and Maurice have seen different sides of Martell. They know how he reacts behind the scenes. They have seen how he handles pressure, responsibility, and conflict. Their reactions to his financial claims show that even they have questions. They notice patterns, and their silence or expressions often say more than words. Fans take all of this into account when trying to understand the truth behind the situation. One of the most talked about parts of this story is the way Martell switches between claiming financial stress and showing expensive items. Fans cannot ignore these contradictions. When someone struggles financially, they do not buy new shoes, take trips, or post luxury items. These actions do not match the claims he makes. People began to add up his lifestyle and compare it to what he says, and the math simply does not make sense. This is why the possibility of the court documents being opened has created such a big discussion. People want to see if the numbers match the image. Martell's emotional reactions give fans even more clues. Whenever someone mentions court involvement or money, his mood shifts quickly. He becomes upset, defensive, or angry. Someone who is telling the truth does not need to react that way. Calmness usually comes from honesty. Panic often comes from fear of exposure. Fans are paying attention to these reactions because they reveal more than words ever could. Another important layer is how Martell tries to control every part of the narrative. He wants people to see him a certain way, but controlling a narrative only works for a while. When facts, evidence, or documents come forward, the truth eventually becomes clear. If those documents show assets, hidden money, or spending that does not match his claims, the entire narrative he has built could fall apart. This fear may be why he reacts so strongly to financial conversations. As fans watch this situation unfold, they also notice how often Martell avoids clarity. He gives half answers, changes the subject, or blames others. This creates more questions rather than answers. People start asking, why is he avoiding these details? What is he trying to hide? And why does he react so emotionally when the topic comes up? These questions keep the story alive and make people watch him closely. Another major part of the story is how this could affect his public image. Martell has worked for years to build a reputation of strength, confidence, and success. If the documents reveal something different, it could be a huge blow to the way fans see him. Image is important to him, and losing that image may be one of his biggest fears. This fear may explain why he tries so hard to keep control over the story. Fans have also pointed out that Martell sometimes spends money on things that don't help his stability. Instead of focusing on long-term projects and consistent work, he invests in drama, legal fights, and temporary displays of success. These choices raise questions about where the money is coming from and how much of it is actually stable. People wonder if he is relying on money he cannot fully explain publicly. The more you look at the situation, the more you see a pattern of pride. Pride can make people hide the truth because they don't want others to see their mistakes. Pride can push someone to pretend everything is fine even when it's not. Pride can make a person defend themselves even when the facts show another truth. Fans believe Martell's pride has played a big role in shaping the situation he is now facing. As the story grows, viewers also begin to see how stress affects him. His reactions during interviews, social media posts, and conversations show signs of pressure. This pressure comes from trying to maintain an image that may not match his real situation. He appears to be carrying the weight of holding two different worlds, the public image and the private reality. That kind of pressure always shows itself eventually. Another question fans keep asking is whether Martell has any secret financial support. Some believe that there may be money coming in from sources he has never talked about. Others believe that he may have moved money into other names to avoid showing it publicly. These ideas have become stronger because of the inconsistencies between his lifestyle and his claims. People want the truth, and they believe the court documents could be the key to revealing it. The story also highlights an important lesson for viewers. Many people present perfect lives online. They show luxury, happiness, and success. But behind the scenes, the truth can be completely different. Martell's story reflects how appearance and reality often do not match. Fans want honesty, not perfection. They want transparency, not excuses. When someone avoids the truth, people begin to question everything they see. Martell's behavior over the years shows a pattern of avoiding responsibility. He often blames others, shifts the conversation, or makes excuses. But responsibility is important, especially when someone is in the public eye. Fans expect truth, accountability, and stability. When those things are missing, questions grow stronger. The possible unsealing of the court documents has created a countdown effect. Fans feel like the truth is getting closer. The idea that everything could be revealed makes the story more intense. People are watching him make every move. Every reaction, every post, every statement is being examined. The tension is building because everyone wants to know what the papers will show. As we look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear that this story is not just about money. It's about years of behavior, choices, pride, image control, and contradictions. It's about a public figure trying to protect an image that might not match the truth. It's about the pressure of keeping secrets. It's about what happens when the truth begins to push through the cracks. Fans have followed Martell for a long time. They have seen his highs and lows. They have seen his stories change, his attitude shift, and his reactions become more emotional. They have watched the pattern repeat again and again. Now, with the possibility of court papers revealing everything, viewers feel like they may finally see the full truth. This story is not going away anytime soon. The questions about his finances are real. The contradictions are clear. The reactions are telling. And the documents, if revealed, could change everything. As fans wait for what happens next, one thing is certain: the truth always comes out in the end. And when it does, it may reshape the entire conversation about Martell Holt.